Hello and welcome to Rajya Sabha News. I'm Tina Jha. Let's begin with the headlines. Rajya Sabha passes Arbitration and Conciliation Bill 2021. Law Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad says bill seeks to check corruption, make India a hub of international commercial arbitration. Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu disallows opposition demand for discussion on farmers' issue under Rule 267, says disruptions will not do justice to the cause of the farmers. House adjourned as the protests continue. And the chairman apprises members about the launch of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav to commemorate 75 years of India's independence. Grand festival to be celebrated at 75 locations for 75 weeks beginning the 12th of March. Parliament passed the Arbitration and Conciliation Amendment Bill 2021 with the upper house passing the bill on Wednesday. The bill already has been passed by the Lok Sabha. It seeks to ensure that stakeholder parties can seek an unconditional stay on enforcement of arbitral awards in cases where the arbitration agreement or contract is induced by fraud or corruption. The bill replaces an ordinance that was promulgated in November last year. Here's a report. The upper house on Wednesday passed the Arbitration and Conciliation Amendment Bill 2021 with a voice vote.
I think the ayes have it, the bill is passed.
Law Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad said the bill seeks to check fly-by-night operators who take advantage of the law to get a favourable award by fraud. It also seeks to make India a hub of international commercial arbitration.
तो पहले तो करप्शन से एग्रीमेंट करो, करप्शन से नेचुरल रिसोर्स लो। उस समय की सरकार कुछ काम करती नहीं है। हमारी सरकार आई, सारी गड़बड़ी पकड़ी, आज इंक्वायरी हो रही है। अब वो क्या कर रहे हैं कि हमको पूरा पैसा भी दो और एक इन्वेस्टर अमेरिका में, एक इन्वेस्टर बाकी जगह। सर, द लार्जर क्वेश्चन टू बी कंसिडर्ड इज क्या भारत के टैक्स पेयर का पैसा जाएगा ना उनके अवार्ड में, ना उनका या किसी का नहीं जाएगा। वो कार्रवाई करते नहीं है। हम कानून से भारत के आर्बिट्रेशन के इकोसिस्टम को मजबूत कर रहे हैं, ईमानदार कर रहे हैं। उनको परेशानी हो रही है और हम चाहते हैं वो परेशान हो, क्योंकि नरेंद्र मोदी की सरकार ईमानदारी से चलेगी। इसीलिए सर हम लोगों ने ये कानून करने की कोशिश की है।
Participating in the debate, BJP's Mahesh Podar said that the bill reflects the government's commitment for transparent mechanisms in every sphere of governance.
महोदय, हमें यह नहीं भूलना चाहिए कि हमारी भारतीय कानून व्यवस्था का एक दूसरा प्रावधान है कि चाहे 100 मुजरिम छूट जाए लेकिन एक गैर मुजरिम को सजा नहीं मिलनी चाहिए। और इस भावना के साथ में जब प्रधानमंत्री जी ने चौकीदारी की बात करते हैं तो वो चौकीदारी जहाँ जो बेईमानी हो रही थी उसको रोकने के लिए प्रावधान किए गए हैं और कड़े प्रावधान किए जाएंगे। मैं इस बिल का पूरी तरह समर्थन करता हूं।
Members also sought clarification from the minister on certain provisions of the bill.
Under section 34(2)(a) of the act, which has to be read with section 36, it states that an award shall not be set aside merely on the ground of an erroneous application of the law or by reappreciation of evidence. So the question of reappreciation of evidence is not provided for in section 34. It is not an appeal provision. But how is it possible that a prima facie case can be made out without first providing for it in section 34?
In case of fraud, if there is a coercion or there is an undue influence or there is a corruption, definitely the court is having absolute authority to grant stay of the operation of such awards for the reasons to be recorded in writing. What else is required to have a stay? Grant of stay is purely within the discretion of the Honorable Court.
Arbitral awards where the underlying arbitration agreement or making of the arbitral award is induced by fraud or corruption. The amendment also aims to promote India as a hub of international commercial arbitration.
The bill seeks to amend the Arbitration and Conciliation Act of 1996 so as to enable automatic stay on awards in certain cases and specify regulations for the qualifications, experience and norms for accreditation of arbitrators. Arbitration is an alternative dispute resolution procedure in which a dispute is submitted by agreement of the parties to one or more arbitrators who make a binding decision on the dispute. Conciliation is also an alternative dispute resolution instrument where parties seek to reach an amicable dispute settlement with the assistance of the conciliator who acts as a neutral third party. Kriti Mishra's report for Sansad TV. In the pre-lunch session, the proceedings of the upper house were washed away due to repeated protests by opposition members on the issue of farmers' agitation. Chairman Naidu urged the members to allow the house to function and take up the cause during discussion on the working of the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers' Welfare. The issue has already been discussed in the first part of the budget session. As the house met for the day, Leader of Opposition Mallikarjun Kharge demanded a discussion under Rule 267 on the issue of farmers' protests. The chairman disallowed the notice and urged the member to take up the 0 hour in the house.
We have already given a notice under Rule 267. Nearly our 4 young leaders that regarding farmers issue problem and whatever 3 laws are passed in this house, and against that the farmers of Punjab, Haryana, Western UP and throughout the country, they may not be visible here, but
we are not discussing the issue. You just
we are not. Sir, I am requesting you allow under 267 rule to discuss this issue so that thoroughly we can discuss. Let the government take whatever decision.
Okay,
till then, no, it will not be fair without taking notice of these 3. We can't proceed, sir. That's why I request you to suspend all the rules and take it.
Rules 267, I have gone through it. Sri Deependra Huda, Professor Manoj Kumar Jha, Sri Tiruchit Siva, Sri Rajiv Satav, Sri Pratap Singh Bajwa, they have given notice about the farmers. Just, whatever notice I have received, I am talking about it. About the farmers issue and the need to discuss it and to suspend the other business of the house. And subsequently, Mr. Ashok Siddhartha has given a notice again on the issue of petroleum prices and the price rise. That we have already disposed of yesterday. About these 4 notices also, I would like to tell this house in this session itself, first part itself, has discussed about farmers issue and farmers agitation, and then we have taken it up. So I am not going to allow it. I have disallowed the notice, and there are. Sanjay, you go to your seat. No, you go to your. ये रिकॉर्ड में नहीं जाएगा. ये रिकॉर्ड में नहीं जाएगा. So no, you don't want discussion. You have discussion on farmers, Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, food processing. This is listed for discussion, and almost I think 2 hours or 3 hours is given.
As the protests in the House continued, the chairman said that disruptions will not do justice to the cause of the farmers. But as the opposition members refused to relent, the chairman adjourned the House till noon.
Well, you can raise all these issues. If you are really interested in discussion, please follow the discussion rule.
The question hour was also stalled due to repeated disruptions in the House. The deputy chairman adjourned the House till 2 p.m. in the wake of protests.
4 plus 4, almost 12 hours.
Chairman Naidu apprised the members about the launch of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav from Gujarat to commemorate 75 years of the country's independence. The Mahotsav will commence from the 12th of March this year and will continue till 15th August 2023. It will start from the Sabarmati Ashram in Ahmedabad.
As you are aware, this year 2021, we shall be entering into the 75th year of our independence. To mark this occasion, the Government of India has planned Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav from 12th March 2021, which will continue till 15th August 2023. Please, the celebrations are to be dotted with several events, exhibitions, social media campaigns, virtual shows and site events across all the states and union territories of the country. The Mahotsav will commence on 12th March 2021 with the Padayatra from Sabarmati to Dandi, stretching over 24 days and culminating on 5th April 2021, thus following the footsteps of Bapu to commemorate this historic Dandi march undertaken by Bapu in 1930 during the aforesaid period. The 75th year of our independence indeed is a special occasion for all of us and citizens of our country, and Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav will definitely add to the ethos, values, spirit of freedom we all cherish. I urge upon the honourable members to take part in the Mahotsav in large numbers and in various capacities in their own respective areas and spread the values and ideals which our freedom fighters always stood for and helped our country gain freedom from the yoke of colonial rule.
Minister of State for Parliamentary Affairs V. Muralidharan made a statement regarding government business for the next week. Crucial bills pending in the Rajya Sabha and bills that have been passed by the Lok Sabha are slated to be taken up.
1. Consideration of any items of government business carried over from today's order paper. That is, it contains statutory resolution seeking disapproval of the Arbitration and Conciliation Amendment Ordinance 2020, number 14 of 2020, promulgated by the President of India on the 4th November 2020, and consideration passing of the Arbitration and Conciliation Amendment Bill 2020 as passed by Lok Sabha. 2. Discussion on the working of the Ministry of Jal Shakti, discussion on the working of the Ministry of Railways, consideration and passing of the National Institute of Food Technology, Entrepreneurship and Management Bill 2019. Second item, discussion on the working of the following ministries: Tourism, Food Processing Industries, Agriculture and Farmers Welfare and Rural Development, both to be discussed together, and Tribal Affairs. Item number 3, consideration and return of the appropriation bills relating to the following demands after they are passed by Lok Sabha. 1. Demand for grants for 2021-22 and supplementary demands for grants for 2020-21. Both may be discussed together. Item number 4, consideration and passing of the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Amendment Bill 2020 as passed by Lok Sabha.
The Rajya Sabha also adopted a motion to nominate members to associate with the Committee on Public Accounts of the Lok Sabha. The committee is headed by Lok Sabha MP Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary. Minister of State for Parliamentary Affairs V. Muralidharan moved a motion to nominate 7 members from the Upper House from May 2021 to 30th April 2022. The Upper House adopted a motion for election to the Committee on Public Undertakings headed by Lok Sabha MP Meenakshi Lekhi. The House also adopted a motion for election to the Committee on the Welfare of Scheduled Castes and Scheduled Tribes. The committee examines measures taken by the government to secure due representation of the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes in services and posts under its control. The committee is headed by BJP's Lok Sabha MP Kirit Premji Bhai Solanki. And that's it from us in this bulletin. Thank you for your time.
Consideration of any items of government business carried over from today's